Hey guys, Rob here with RubberToe Assembly with another lifetime shed 15 by 8. Today we're going to be looking at sections 10 through 14 right here, onto 10, shutter installation of these shutters. Getting right to it, you put one of the shutter screws, which are pointer and a little bit longer than all those other shorties. You put one through right in the mark you saw there in the beginning, and only in that spot, and you sink it all the way through and it sticks out. You come to the other side. If you have two people, way better to do this with two people. I'm showing here how I do it by myself. I hook that where it goes, where it lines up, like you see there, and then I go on the inside with my hand through the window, pushing against it, holding it right in that spot. And I back out that screw, which you don't see from this angle, and then I re-screw it back in so it's nice and tight and it's holding it. Then I come around, make sure it's about 1/4 inch or so from the rail there so it's nice and straight, and it's one screw is holding it. And as you can see, great filming here, coming right through to show you on the inside. You go right back around, you hold that shutter right in place where it goes, and then boom, you get that second screw in there, and that should hold it in all directions. So now I go around just to double check again, make sure it still looks nice and straight, which it does. Great. And I can put in the other two screws. Sometimes if it's not attaching, if you see there's a gap between the shutter and the wall on the outside when you go look, you just have to back that screw out a little bit and then hold it pressed against the thing and then screw it in again. Usually second time it always holds. Anyway, on to section 11, the window pane installation. This, you have your window piece there that you see me holding, and it has two sides, a clear side and then a white filmy side that you can peel off, or you can leave on if you don't want people to see inside the window. You can always leave that on, but once you peel it, it's it's clear and looks nice. But these are the window locks. I put them on first usually, and then they're going to slide right over the window with the same screws here. Snug them up a little bit. You want that thing to be loose, just like you see there, where it slides to the left and to the right. I like them a little firm, so I go there with a hand screwdriver and maybe give it torque it a couple of turns so it's a nice snug slide to the left and right. It's firmly. Here I put one there real loosely. As you can see, it's dangling, and then I put the second one in there. And then see how that one's a little snug? I had to back up a little bit on that one to make it left and right. There we go. I kind of like them snug because, you know, they're locks and you want it to hold that window in there. So then I come to the window, about ready to drop this in. As you see there from the top, I'm leaving the filmy cover on this particular one. And as you can see, it just slides right in there. Once you peel that off, it's clear. You can either have them clear or leave the filming stuff on so you can't see through. A nice white covering there, and the locks are installed. Looks great. And then there's a final screw I'm going to grab right here, I think, and then put it on. It goes right in the middle at the bottom. Yep, just like you see here, that last little set screw, machine screw, real short. It's a little stopper screw, so when you lift up, it stops there in the middle, so the whole window doesn't come all the way out the top. But if it does, you could just finagle it back in there the way you see here. That's how it goes. So you got some ventilation through the bottom, two bottom squares, nice. And there you have it. And then when you want to close it, you just slide it down into the grooves and then slide those locks over. Nice and easy, perfect. Section 12 here is the pegboard strip installation. Comes in that bag just like you see there. That's the hardware. It's got the screws for it to attach it to the wall and all these little hooks. And then zip opening all this bags takes a few minutes. And onto centering this thing up. There's a few holes there, as you can see, boom, right there. I'm using that line, but you may find one of the holes here to line up with it, but none of the others are going to. So it really doesn't really matter as long as you have a nice straight run across there. Now I put that first screw in. Make sure when you put these screws in that you're drilling into the part of the wall that's out the furthest. If one of these holes lines up with one of those grooves in the wall, those crevices, and you go all the way through that, that's not what you want. You want it just like you see here. Each one of those screws is in a solid, beefy part of the wall, just like that, just like you see there. And that's what's important, you know. And I use the If you're lucky enough to catch one of those pre-drill holes, that's great, but I use the line of the holes to keep it straight. You might want to put a level on that too. After you put your first screw in, put a little torpedo level on there and make it nice and level, and then go ahead and zap the other 4 screws in. You it's plastic, so you can kind of bend it just a quarter here and a quarter there to that nice straight line. Cool, and then you just come through, as you see here, already got a bunch of the hooks in there. That one's backwards, but yeah, you flip it up just like you saw there, boom, shows you the wrong way, and then flip it the right way, it goes in. A lot of times people, some people don't want this attached, you know, and some people do. But yeah, those things are sharp and they stick out, and I like to put them right underneath the shelf, just like that, so it's nice and safely. If someone's walking around, it's harder to bump into those and get cut or poked by those little hooks that come out. Anyway, section 13 here, onto the door alignment. Most doors on all these sizes of sheds are similar in the way you level them up. In your center there, where the 2 handles are, you see on the door, at the very top of that edge, there is the door on the right. It's a little bit far out, but the door on the right needs to come up a little bit. So here's a 10 by 8, and here's your 15 by 8. The door is the same way. They line up the same way. Either the left has to come up or the right one usually has to come up. So they match at the top. So you have a nice level top line where they come together at the top in the middle of the 2 doors. And they give you these wedges, which I like. I like the plastic ones. They used to give wooden ones, which are okay too, but these have a nice clean excess break off. It just snaps off, and there's all these grooves. So don't bend these too much, because they'll snap, which they're supposed to do. Like, say too much of that was sticking out at the top, I could just snap the end off, nice straight cut. But that one little wedge, boom, lifts it up just enough so you have a nice flush top there, level, perfect. Oh man, that's beautiful. One hand, you can just gently shut the door and it locks into place. And then you can also adjust those if they're a little bit off, those 2 pieces there. You can adjust all this, you know, with a few wrenches. Onto section 14, the shed anchoring. And here I'm pointing out just inside the shed what they look like in the areas where a screw and a washer goes down into anchoring these. Alright, and if you have concrete, you're going to have to use a concrete drill, make a hole, and then some concrete lag screws that go in. Or if you have a wood base, in this situation it looks like you have wood, you can use, here I'm using the a washer with a screw. I think it's one that comes with there. Yep, and it's a wood base. So this will make the hole through the plastic and into the wood below with the washer all in one shot. I just zip it down nice and tight, boom, make sure it feels like it's going into the wood. Yep, it's connected, nice. And then you can also use the screw as to make a drill hole. There's the other area where it gets another, where you can bolt it down with a washer there in front of that door. Alright, and then you can also, there, it looks like I've made the hole already with the other screw. There's a different size extra screw that comes with it. You got a couple of these. I put on one of the extra washers, and then the fat washer, the big round one that goes around that holds it down. And you can actually use a bigger size circumference screw, but you have to make that hole, like you see there, pre-drill a little hole. It helps it screw down nice and tight. Boom, as you can see there, boom. And there's also other, you know, it doesn't really matter what screws you use, as long as they're pointed and they go through wood. But concrete, yeah, I have another video that will show how to pre-drill the concrete hole and bolt those down as well. They come with special 3/8 tie down bolts. Alright, anchoring bolts. Here is the 15 by 8, beautifully done, nice shelving, everything is so lined up perfect. It looks really great on this one. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching the videos. I'm out here to show everybody how to make this easy as it can be, with all my helpful tips. Alright, thanks for watching, and please subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Look forward to some more Lifetime Shed videos. Thanks for watching RubberToe, you guys. Wonderful shed assemblies done right. Alright, RubberToe, over and out.